Welcome to an era where giants ruled the earth, creatures that were fast, powerful, and utterly merciless. These beasts were at the very top of the food chain, showing no mercy to their prey. From the Triassic to the Cretaceous periods, each one was a master of the hunt, a living embodiment of predatory instinct and prehistoric terror. Today, we're counting down the top 50 most terrifying and lethal carnivorous dinosaurs that ever existed. Get ready for a lot of claws, fangs, and primordial fury. Stick with us to the end, because each dinosaur is more dangerous than the last. Imagine a 6-meter-long predator, powerful, fast, and lightning-quick, appearing right in front of you. This is Xenotarsosaurus. A resident of the late Cretaceous period, its body was built for swift lunges and deadly attacks. Its massive hind limbs and large head marked it as a born hunter. This predator lived in what is now Argentina, amid arid plains, scattered bushes, and drying waterholes. The Xenotarsosaurus would sneak up on its prey from an ambush, relying on the power of its bite to launch a swift and precise attack. It was a solitary and aggressive hunter that didn't tolerate competition, fighting for territory, prey, and survival. It was perfectly adapted to the harsh climate of the Cretaceous, an age where only the strongest survived. Next, meet one of the most enigmatic predators of the early Cretaceous period, the Cristatusaurus. Up to 9 meters long, this predator had a long snout filled with sharp, conical teeth. It was distinguished by a bony crest on its head that looked like a natural crown, which is where it got its name. It resembled Baryonyx and other spinosaurids, hinting at a close connection to water. The Cristatusaurus lived in the floodplains of rivers and lakes in West Africa, where the water was teeming with fish and other aquatic life. It would dip its long snout into the water to snatch its prey with surgical precision. It didn't eat just fish, though. It would also feast on small dinosaurs or scavenge if it found a carcass. The long claws on its forelimbs were a great tool for holding slippery prey. It likely hunted like a modern-day crocodile, patiently, silently, with a sudden, devastating strike when the moment was right. This is the Saurophaganax, a true giant among Jurassic period predators. This ancient hunter reached up to 12 meters in length and had a massive body, mighty jaws, and long, clawed limbs built to take on large prey. It was a close relative of the Allosaurus, but was significantly larger, which made it a true ruler of its time. The Saurophaganax lived in what is now North America, in dense forests and wet plains where immense sauropods grazed. These sauropods were often its prey. It could sneak up on its victims from an ambush or attack head-on, relying on its raw power and weight. It usually hunted alone, but when there was an abundance of prey, it didn't shy away from competition and would engage in a fierce battle for territory or food. Its behavior was dominant and aggressive, and its strategy was simple: attack first and hit harder than anyone else. In the world of the Jurassic period, few could compete with it. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most sinister predators of South America. The name Skorpiovenator sounds like something out of a horror movie, and it translates to scorpion hunter. But don't imagine a small lizard. This monster was up to 6 meters long, with a massive skull, short but powerful jaws, and a terrifying appearance typical of abelisaurids. It roamed the arid plains of Cretaceous Argentina, hiding in the shadows of rare trees and waiting for the right moment to launch a swift attack. Skorpiovenator ate meat, from small dinosaurs to medium-sized prey, which it would attack with sudden precision. Its forelimbs were short, but the real danger came from the strength of its bite and its incredible speed. This was a predator that didn't like to draw out the hunt. It came, it saw, and it tore its prey apart. It was a true product of its era, merciless, hot, and wild. Meet the Liliensternus, one of the first serious predators at the dawn of the dinosaur age. It appeared in the late Triassic, when the great era of the reptile's dominance was just beginning. Its body was light and agile, its hind legs were long, and its tail acted like a rudder, helping it balance during a swift chase. The Liliensternus wasn't a giant, only about 6 meters long, but it made up for its size with speed, quick reflexes, and sharp vision. Its narrow head, with large eyes and sharp teeth, made it a perfect hunting machine for small prey. It lived in what is now Europe, in arid plains with scattered forests, hunting lizards, early mammals, and small dinosaurs. Fast, stealthy, and possibly territorial, the Liliensternus was not just a hunter, it was a true predatory scout, adapted to survive in the unpredictable world of ancient Earth. Now, behold the Sarcosuchus, a truly monstrous crocodile from the past. It could reach up to 12 meters in length and weigh up to 8 tons. This wasn't just a predator, it was a living tank hiding under the water. Its snout was like a deadly trap filled with sharp, conical teeth, and its body was covered in thick, bony plates that served as natural armor. The Sarcosuchus lived during the Cretaceous period in what is now North Africa, in swamps, deltas, and lakes where it reigned as king. It usually hunted fish, but it wouldn't hesitate to grab a dinosaur that strayed too close to the water. One swift lunge, and even large prey would disappear into the depths with no chance of escape. It waited patiently underwater, just like its modern descendants, but when the moment arrived, it attacked with devastating force. In the coastal ecosystems of Cretaceous Africa, the Sarcosuchus had no equal. It was silent, terrifying, and completely dominant. Here before you is one of the very first dinosaurs on the planet. The Eoraptor was a small and nimble hunter from the Triassic period, only about 1 meter long. It had a light body, long hind legs, and a flexible tail that helped it maintain perfect balance and instantly change direction while running. Its elongated head with sharp teeth of different shapes suggests it had a versatile diet, eating both small animals and plants. The Eoraptor lived in what is now Argentina, in dry landscapes with sparse vegetation and an abundance of small prey. It hunted lizards, insects, and small mammals, but it wouldn't turn down plant food if the opportunity arose. It likely lived a solitary life, stealthy, active, and always on the move. This was the essence of early dinosaurs, to survive at any cost, to be faster, smarter, and more adaptable in a changing world. Meet the Dromaeosaurus, a small but truly deadly hunter of the late Cretaceous period. At only about 2 meters long, it had a graceful, agile body, long hind legs, and a stiff, feathered tail that acted as a rudder for swift maneuvers. But its main weapon was a huge, sickle-shaped claw on its second toe, capable of delivering lethal wounds with a single leap. The Dromaeosaurus lived in what is now North America, favoring forests and plains where it hunted lizards, mammals, and even larger dinosaurs. Scientists speculate that it may have hunted in coordinated groups, like modern wolves, attacking quickly, cohesively, and ruthlessly. Its strategy was a lightning-fast leap, a precise strike, and a retreat into the shadows. The Dromaeosaurus was a true embodiment of cunning and predatory skill. Next on our list is one of the most ancient and fastest predators on Earth, the Coelophysis. This graceful dinosaur, up to 3 meters long, had a slender body, a flexible tail, and a long neck that allowed it to maneuver quickly while chasing prey. Its narrow head, with sharp teeth and large eyes, indicated excellent vision and hunting instincts. The Coelophysis lived in what is now North America, in the arid river valleys of the late Triassic, a world where only the fastest and most adaptable survived. It fed on small vertebrates, lizards, insects, and sometimes carrion, using speed and surprise as its main weapons. Some discoveries suggest that Coelophyses may have lived and hunted in packs, increasing their chances of success in the harsh conditions of the ancient world. Fast, agile, and aggressive, it became the blueprint for the ideal predator at the dawn of the dinosaur age. Now, meet one of the strangest dinosaurs of the late Cretaceous period. The Mononykus was a tiny hunter, only about 1 meter long, with a thin body, long hind legs, and just one enormous claw on each of its forelimbs. Its body was covered in feathers, and its narrow snout, dotted by tiny teeth, suggest a very unusual diet. It lived in what is now Mongolia, in arid plains and semi-deserts where it had to be fast, inconspicuous, and very clever. The Mononykus didn't hunt large prey. It was the dinosaur equivalent of an anteater, breaking open termite mounds with its claw and skillfully pulling out insects with a long, sticky tongue. Stealthy, fast, and quiet, it became a master among those who preferred cunning over strength, a true specialist in insects in the prehistoric world. Let's get to know a true mini-predator of the Jurassic period, the Compsognathus. This dinosaur was the size of a chicken, only about 1 meter long, but don't let its size fool you. Its lightweight body, long legs, and whip-like tail made it lightning fast and incredibly maneuverable. It lived in the coastal zones and forests of Europe, where it would hide in dense vegetation and hunt for prey. Its sharp teeth and gripping claws turned every lizard or large beetle into an easy meal. The Compsognathus noticed movement in the grass in a split second and reacted instantly. This tiny hunter was stealthy and fast, and it could act alone or in a small pack. It was one of the most nimble and resourceful dinosaurs of its time. Now, meet a true fighter of the Jurassic period, the Ceratosaurus. This predator, up to 7 meters long, not only had a powerful body and a flexible tail, but also looked intimidating, with a horn on its nose and bony crests above its eyes, like it was wearing battle armor. It lived in the river valleys and wet forests of what is now North America and Europe. The Ceratosaurus fed on small and medium-sized dinosaurs, but it didn't turn down carrion either. Some scientists even believe that it could catch fish, using its elongated snout like a harpoon. This predator was stealthy and lightning fast. It easily adapted to different hunting conditions and didn't back down from a fight, even against giants like the Allosaurus. The Ceratosaurus was a born hunter with character and style. Meet one of the most famous predators of the Cretaceous period, the Deinonychus. It wasn't the biggest, at only about 3 meters long, but its appearance was much more frightening. It had a feathered coat, a long, stiff tail for balance, and incredibly powerful hind legs with that deadly, sickle-shaped claw. This claw was a real weapon with which the Deinonychus could tear flesh with terrifying efficiency. It lived in what is now North America, hunting in forests and plains teeming with life. It's thought that it didn't hunt alone, but in groups, acting with frightening coordination. The Deinonychus would literally shower its prey with a series of quick and precise attacks, giving it no chance of escape. This was not just a dinosaur, but a skilled hunter with tactics, quick reflexes, and frightening persistence. The Ornitholestes was a predator built for speed and agility. This slender Jurassic dinosaur reached only 2 meters in length, but its long hind legs, flexible tail, and narrow head with sharp teeth made it a perfect hunting machine. Its forelimbs were like graspers, mobile and armed with claws. They helped it snatch prey in an instant. The Ornitholestes roamed the forests and swamps of North America, among dense vegetation and a multitude of potential victims. Its diet included lizards, insects, small dinosaurs, and even careless fledglings. It hunted quickly and precisely, like a shadow. One leap and the prey couldn't escape. The Ornitholestes was not just a predator, it was the embodiment of swiftness and natural precision. The Troodon was one of the smartest dinosaurs to ever walk the earth. This predator, about 2.5 meters long, had a light body, long legs, and huge eyes, perfectly adapted for night hunting. Its feathered coat, sharp claws, and gripping toes made it incredibly agile and mobile. It lived in the forests of the late Cretaceous period in what is now North America, where it would hide in the shadows, waiting for the moment to make a precise attack. The Troodon wasn't a picky eater. Small animals, eggs, insects, and even plants were part of its diet. But its most important feature was its brain. Relative to its body, it was one of the largest among dinosaurs, meaning it was not just a hunter, but a true tactician. It could act stealthily, set up ambushes, and possibly even coordinate with its own kind. The Troodon was a combination of intelligence, speed, and predatory caution in one feathered body. The Acrocanthosaurus was a true giant of the early Cretaceous period. This predator reached 11 meters in length and had a powerful body, an elongated skull, and a distinctive high crest along its back. The elongated vertebral processes gave it a frightening silhouette and may have been used for thermoregulation or intimidating displays. It lived in what is now North America, where dense forests and coastal plains were full of life and potential prey. Its diet included large sauropods and ornithopods, and the Acrocanthosaurus hunted them not with grace, but with brute, crushing force. A sudden attack, a powerful bite, a body slam, and even the largest victims would fall. Judging by its body structure, it preferred to hunt alone. Its behavior combined aggression, confidence, and absolute dominance, making it one of the most formidable predators of the Cretaceous period. Meet the Albertosaurus, a formidable predator from the late Cretaceous period and a close relative of the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex. Up to 9 meters long, a massive skull, razor-sharp teeth, and powerful hind limbs. Everything about it said, this is a hunter, not a scavenger. But unlike its more famous cousin, the Albertosaurus was lighter and more agile. It didn't just attack, it pursued its prey. Swift and resilient, it hunted in the dense forests and coastal plains of what is now Canada. Its prey included hypsilophodonts, ornithopods, and other large herbivores that it could knock down with a powerful blow while on the run. What makes it even more interesting is that paleontologists have found evidence of possible group hunting. Yes, this predator may have hunted in a team, like modern wolves. Tactics, speed, aggression, and coordinated actions, the Albertosaurus wasn't just a killer, It was a strategist, a true predatory general of its time. The Utahraptor was a feathered predator with claws like something out of a nightmare. It wasn't just a dinosaur, it was a killer the size of a car, one of the largest dromaeosaurids in history, reaching up to 7 meters in length. Its long, feathered limbs, sharp teeth, and terrifying claws on its feet meant that an encounter with it could be your last. The Utahraptor lived in prehistoric Utah, among the forests and semi-deserts of the early Cretaceous period. While other predators relied on a solitary attack, the Utahraptor acted differently. It used coordination, teamwork, and cohesion. Scientists speculate that the Utahraptors hunted in groups like wolves, wearing down their prey and attacking from the flanks. Their targets could have been even giants like iguanodons. They were fast, smart, and deadly. The Utahraptors didn't just survive in the harsh conditions of Cretaceous America, they ruled, and they did it in a way that instilled fear on an instinctual level. The Dilophosaurus was a predator with a crown of prehistoric terror. As one of the first truly large hunters of the Jurassic period, it reached a length of 6 to 7 meters and was slender, fast, and surprisingly maneuverable. But the most striking feature of its appearance was the 2 elegant bony crests on its head. They were likely a symbol of beauty and strength rather than a weapon, which it could use for intimidating displays, attracting mates, and scaring off rivals. The Dilophosaurus lived in what is now North America, in warm forests and on the banks of ancient rivers. It was a clever and swift hunter, capable of launching a lightning-fast attack on small and medium-sized dinosaurs. Its sharp teeth and claws made the fight short and merciless. If food was scarce, it wouldn't turn down carrion. It was a solitary and territorial hunter, ready to fight for its area of influence. Although its crests weren't a weapon, the Dilophosaurus itself was a true predator, fast, striking, and deadly. Meet an amazing creature from the early Cretaceous period, the Compsognathus, one of the oldest primitive predatory birds ever found. It was the size of a pigeon, only about 60 centimeters long, but it had a striking appearance. A body covered in feathers, a beak without teeth, and long tail feathers, which were especially impressive in males, like a prehistoric peacock. Its wings were developed enough that it could actively fly or at least glide between trees, making it a true acrobat of the Cretaceous forest. The Compsognathus lived in the dense forests and marshy areas of ancient China, where life was abundant and there were plenty of hiding spots for hunting. It fed on insects, small animals, and possibly plant matter, relying on its sharp eyesight and quick reflexes. A unique feature was the claws on its wings, which it used to grip branches, moving like a small, ancient predator in a bird's body. The Compsognathus is a vivid evolutionary link between dinosaurs and modern birds, where the echo of reptiles could still be heard, but the breath of the future could already be felt. Here we have the Megapnosaurus, one of the first predators of the Jurassic period, all the features of a true hunter. It was about 3 meters long, with a lightweight and agile body, and long hind legs and a stiff tail that provided excellent maneuverability and balance during sharp turns. Its narrow head with sharp teeth and large eyes suggested excellent vision and the ability to react quickly to any movement. It lived in what is now North America, in forested valleys and along riverbanks, where the humid climate supported an abundance of small creatures. The Megapnosaurus fed on small vertebrates, insects, and possibly didn't mind carrion. It could launch swift attacks or sneak up from an ambush, acting quickly and silently. Some scientists believe that it hunted not only alone, but also in small groups, especially when the competition for food became fierce. Next on our list is one of the first true predators of the Cretaceous period, the Eocarcharia. This dinosaur, about 6 to 7 meters long, had an elongated skull filled with teeth as sharp as knives and a light, flexible body perfectly adapted for swift hunting. Its appearance foreshadowed the mighty Carcharodontosaurs with the same sinister skull outlines and terrifying jaws. The Eocarcharia lived in what is now North Africa, in arid coastal plains where numerous ornithopods and other herbivores roamed among the sparse vegetation. They were most often its prey. It attacked suddenly and quickly, using its maneuverability and excellent vision. It was a solitary hunter, ready to defend its territory and food from other predators. The Eocarcharia was lightning fast, aggressive, and ruthless, a true harbinger of the even more formidable predators of the Cretaceous era. Here's a true predator with an Antarctic attitude, the Coelophysis, one of the most unusual dinosaurs of the early Jurassic. Its length reached 6 to 7 meters, its body was elongated and mobile, and its powerful hind legs allowed it to reach a decent speed. But its main feature was its signature crest on its head. It resembled a wave curved forward and likely served as a visual display to attract a mate or scare off a rival. Interestingly, this predator lived in what is now Antarctica, which was not yet covered in ice, but instead thickly overgrown with forests and had a cool but mild climate. In these shadowy and humid jungles, it hunted small and medium-sized animals, from reptiles to primitive dinosaurs. The Coelophysis was not only beautiful, but also dangerous. Sharp teeth, an agile body, and aggressive behavior made it the master of the local forests. And its crest was a true symbol of strength, evolutionary style, and ancient superiority. Appearing in the arena of prehistoric Southeast Asia is the Siamosaurus, one of the first tyrannosauroids to make a name for itself in the Cretaceous world. Its length reached 6 to 7 meters, and it was a well-balanced, powerful predator with a massive head, strong hind limbs, and, unlike its later relatives, fairly long forelimbs with 3 clawed fingers. It lived in what is now Thailand, among humid tropical forests and river valleys where life was abundant everywhere. And the Siamosaurus wasn't just a hunter here. It was the terror of the region. Thanks to its strength and sudden attacks, it easily dealt with small and medium-sized dinosaurs, as well as other vertebrates. Its size surpassed most of its competitors, which gave it an advantage in both hunting and defending its territory. Fast, aggressive, and perfectly adapted, the Siamosaurus was a true harbinger of the future dynasty of predatory titans, the crown jewel of which was Tyrannosaurus Rex itself. Meet one of the earliest predators on the planet, the Compsognathus. This graceful theropod, only about 1.2 meters long, was lightweight, agile, and truly swift. Long hind legs and a slender tail provided perfect balance and maneuverability, turning it into a fast and clever hunter. Its narrow head with sharp teeth and large eyes indicated excellent vision and a strong predatory instinct. The Compsognathus lived in forested and arid areas of the late Triassic in what is now Europe, where stealth and speed were more important than size. It hunted insects, lizards, and small mammals, acting silently and lightning fast in the thickets of the ancient forest. The behavior of this miniature predator, according to scientists, was solitary, active, and extremely cautious. It was one of those who paved the way for the evolution of carnivorous dinosaurs. Now let's go back to the beginning of the Jurassic period, where a clever hunter roamed the dense forests of South America, the Piatnitskysaurus. This dinosaur was about 4 to 5 meters long and had a lightweight body, a long tail, and a narrow skull with teeth as sharp as blades. Its entire structure suggested one thing: you're looking at a true sprinter of ancient times. The Piatnitskysaurus lived in what is now Argentina, in warm and humid areas where there were many small vertebrates. Its diet included lizards, primitive mammals, small dinosaurs, and possibly insects. It hunted stealthily, suddenly lunging at its prey with lightning-fast precision. This dinosaur led a solitary life and was always on the alert, as competition in those forests was fierce. Fast, cautious, and incredibly perceptive, the Piatnitskysaurus was a true master of survival in the prehistoric world. Meet a true arrow of the Cretaceous period, the Delta dromaeus, whose name literally means delta runner. This graceful predator reached up to 8 meters in length, but it was light, swift, and incredibly agile. Its long hind limbs and thin, flexible tail created a perfect balance while running, turning it into a sprinter of the ancient world. The Delta dromaeus lived in what is now North Africa, in arid and semi-desert plains where open spaces gave it its main advantage: speed. It hunted small and medium-sized animals, reptiles, primitive dinosaurs, and other fast-moving creatures that it could catch in a matter of seconds. It was likely a solitary hunter, stealthy and precise, relying on sudden bursts of speed and lightning-fast attacks. Its behavior was perfectly suited to the open environment: silence, observation, and a swift lunge when the prey didn't even have time to realize what was happening. On the overgrown shores of ancient Madagascar, at the very end of the Cretaceous period, a true predator reigned: the Majungasaurus. This abelosaurid reached 6 to 7 meters in length, had a powerful, short skull decorated with bony bumps, and almost completely non-functional forelimbs. But its main strength was in its jaws and muscular hind legs, which made it swift and deadly. The Majungasaurus hunted in forested and coastal areas, where its prey included medium and large herbivores, including the Mononykus and Raptosaurus. It attacked violently, with fury and precision, inflicting deep wounds with its curved teeth. And if it couldn't catch live prey, it wouldn't turn down carrion. Traces on the bones of its prey suggested its fierce nature and a brutal fight for every piece of meat. The Majungasaurus is the embodiment of predatory fury and survival on the brink of extinction, one of the last abelosaurids, whose name still sounds terrifying. Meet another terrifying ancient hunter, the Suchomimus, a dinosaur with crocodile-like appearance and killer instincts. It lived in the early Cretaceous period and reached a length of 9 to 10 meters. Its elongated skull, dotted with sharp, conical teeth, and powerful forelimbs with claws, made it a truly formidable hunter. The Suchomimus was a close relative of the Spinosaurus, but unlike its famous kin, it didn't have a spinal sail. It lived in what is now North Africa, among swamps, rivers, and lakes. That's where its main prey was hiding. With its long snout, it skillfully snatched fish right out of the water, and its sensitive jaws helped it react precisely to the slightest movement. Sometimes its toothy jaws would also snap up unwary dinosaurs that came to drink or carry on when the opportunity arose. The Suchomimus led a semi-aquatic lifestyle, preferring to hunt patiently from an ambush, just like modern crocodiles. This ancient predator was a perfect example of how nature creates machines for survival in any environment. In the very heart of the late Cretaceous Asia reigned one of the most formidable predators of its time, the Tarbosaurus. This giant reached 12 meters in length and had a massive body, a huge head, and jaws studded with long, curved teeth capable of crushing even bone. Its appearance resembled a Tyrannosaurus, but it had a more narrow skull and some other skeletal differences. The Tarbosaurus lived in what is now Mongolia, in arid plains and ancient river valleys where numerous herbivores roamed, an ideal hunting ground. It fed on large prey, hadrosaurs, ankylosaurs, and other giants of the Cretaceous era, which it hunted alone, relying on a lightning-fast attack and a crushing bite. But the struggle for survival wasn't just with its prey. Bite marks have been found on the bones of other Tarbosauruses, hinting at fierce battles between their own kind. It was a true dominant predator, aggressive, territorial, and uncompromising in any fight, a symbol of the strength and fear of the late Cretaceous. It looked like it stepped right out of a fantasy novel. The Carnotaurus was one of the most unusual predators of the Cretaceous period. About 8 to 9 meters long, with a muscular body, comically short forelimbs, and a pair of horns above its eyes, it looked like a real demon of the prehistoric plains. Its short, powerful head and sharp teeth was built for a lightning-fast grab of prey. The Carnotaurus lived in what is now South America, in dry savannas and sparse forests where it hunted medium and small herbivores. And it did it quickly. Thanks to its long legs and lightweight body, it was considered one of the swiftest predators among large dinosaurs. The horns on its head may have been used not only for intimidation, but also for displaying strength in duels with other males. The Carnotaurus wasn't just a hunter, it was a true gladiator of the Cretaceous world. Meet one of the most striking and ferocious predators of the Cretaceous period, the Albertosaurus. This predator reached 7 to 8 meters in length, had a short, high skull, powerful hind legs, and almost completely non-functional forelimbs. Its snout was dotted with bony bumps and ridges, giving it a menacing, almost demonic appearance. The Albertosaurus lived in the areas that are now South America, in arid plains and forested valleys where it was a true nightmare for local herbivores. It hunted ornithopods and even young titanosaurs, attacking quickly, ferociously, and unexpectedly. This predator likely led a solitary life and fiercely defended its territory from any intrusion. The Albertosaurus is the embodiment of speed, power, and prehistoric terror, leaving behind only silence and the marks of its powerful claws. Meet one of the most formidable predators of Cretaceous North America, the Daspletosaurus. This tyrannosaurid reached a length of up to 9 meters and had everything needed for an ideal hunter: a massive skull, powerful jaws with long, bone-crushing teeth, and short but surprisingly strong forelimbs with 2 clawed fingers. The Daspletosaurus lived in swampy plains and forests, where it pursued large herbivores, hadrosaurs, and ceratopsians. Its hunting strategy was simple and effective: surprise, power, and precision. One bite could seal the victim's fate in a matter of seconds. Interestingly, some paleontologists suggest that Daspletosaurus might have occasionally hunted in groups, competing with each other for food and territory. It was a predator capable of not just killing, but also dominating, an absolute predatory ruler of the late Cretaceous. Meet the Utahraptor, a majestic feathered predator that combined the ferocity of a theropod with an unexpected fluffiness. This giant reached 9 meters in length and was covered in feathers, like an ancient predatory swan, but with teeth that could crush bones. The feathers likely helped it retain heat in the cool climate, as the Utahraptor lived in the moderately cold forests of what is now northeastern China during the early Cretaceous period. It hunted large herbivores like Psittacosaurus and iguanodonts, attacking swiftly and without mercy. Its powerful jaws and sharp teeth left the prey with no chance of survival. Strength, endurance, and adaptation to the cold made the Utahraptor a true ruler of prehistoric northern forests, formidable, resilient, and surprisingly fluffy. Meet the Baryonyx, a unique predator of the early Cretaceous period that combined the features of a dinosaur and a crocodile. It reached 9 to 10 meters in length, had an elongated, crocodile-like skull with sharp teeth, and possessed powerful forelimbs with an especially large, curved claw on the first finger, a true hunting tool. The Baryonyx lived in what is now Europe, in areas rich in bodies of water, rivers, lakes, and swamps. Its favorite prey was fish, which it expertly snatched from the water like a prehistoric bear. However, it didn't turn down carrion or small dinosaurs either. Thanks to its agility, patience, and excellent vision, the Baryonyx was a true master of hunting in aquatic environments, combining the style of an ancient fisherman with the power of a terrestrial predator. Meet the Neovenator, a formidable predator of the early Cretaceous period that lived in what is now Great Britain. At about 7 to 8 meters long, it had a powerful body, an elongated skull, and curved teeth, as if made for tearing flesh. Its anatomy indicates high speed and excellent maneuverability. It was not just strong, but also a swift hunter. The Neovenator preferred coastal plains and forested areas where prey was abundant. Its victims included large herbivores like iguanodons, which it could ambush or chase down in a short pursuit. It was a solitary hunter with precise calculations, a strong bite, and exceptional endurance. The Neovenator's behavior combined predatory aggression with the ability to adapt quickly to any conditions, making it one of the most dangerous hunters of its era. We present the Coelophysis, a mysterious predator from the depths of the Cretaceous period, whose rare remains were found in what is now Turkey. Its length reached approximately 5 to 6 meters, and its lightweight and agile build made it a true master of swift attacks. With long hind legs, sharp teeth, and likely an elongated skull, the Coelophysis was perfectly adapted for hunting. It lived in coastal forests and plains, where it stalked small and medium-sized animals, including dinosaurs, lizards, and possibly didn't mind carrion. Fast, stealthy, and deadly, it acted lightning fast, attacking from an ambush. The Coelophysis' behavior, it seems, was solitary, cautious, and characterized by an ability to survive in the most unstable ecosystems of the late Cretaceous. Meet the Megaraptor, one of the most mysterious and deadly predators of the Cretaceous period, reaching up to 10 meters in length. Its body was surprisingly light and agile, and its main feature was its massive forelimbs with giant claws, true weapons of murder. Its appearance combined traits of both dromaeosaurids and more ancient theropods, which is why scientists are still debating which group it truly belonged to. The Megaraptor hunted in the dense forests of South America for small and medium-sized dinosaurs, using its limbs not only to attack, but also to hold its prey. It may have acted alone or even teamed up with its own kind for an effective hunt. Agile, strong, and cunning, the Megaraptor was the embodiment of tactical terror in the Cretaceous jungles. The Megalosaurus is the legend with which it all began. It was one of the first dinosaurs ever discovered by science, a true symbol of the prehistoric era. The Megalosaurus reached 7 to 9 meters in length and had a massive body, powerful hind limbs, and a formidable head full of sharp, curved teeth. Its jaws were born to rip, and its forelimbs, with hook-like claws, held struggling prey. It lived in what is now Western Europe, especially in the warm and humid lands of ancient Britain during the Jurassic period. Its diet included stegosaurs, small sauropods, and anything it could catch or find dead, because the megalosaurs wouldn't turn down carrion if it found it first. Judging by its anatomy, it was an active hunter, fast, resilient, and ready for a powerful lunge at any moment. It likely hunted alone and didn't avoid conflicts, because in the world of ancient giants, the one who acted first survived. The Giganotosaurus was a titan among predators. This behemoth could reach up to 13 meters in length and was considered one of the largest land predators to ever live on the planet. Its elongated skull, filled with teeth as sharp as blades, and its powerful jaws turned it into a living machine for tearing flesh. And its long, muscular tail helped it maintain balance during swift attacks. It lived in the Cretaceous period in what is now Argentina, among dusty plains and scattered forests, where a giant victim could be hiding behind every hill. Its diet included some of the largest creatures to ever inhabit the earth, giant sauropods like the Argentinosaurus, but the Giganotosaurus rarely acted alone. Scientists speculate that it may have hunted in a pack, coordinating attacks to wear down and exhaust its prey. This collective energy and cohesion made these predators almost unstoppable. The Giganotosaurus wasn't just a dinosaur, it was the embodiment of power, strategy, and ancient terror that reigned at the top of the prehistoric food chain. The Maposaurus was a South American nightmare of the Cretaceous period. This gigantic theropod reached 11 meters in length and had a massive body, powerful hind limbs, and terrifying jaws armed with teeth that seemed designed to tear flesh. Its appearance resembled a Carnivorous, and for good reason, as they were close relatives. The Maposaurus just had a slightly shorter skull and an even sturdier body. It lived in the dense forests and open plains of what is now Argentina, where true titans, giant sauropods like the Argentinosaurus, roamed the land. But the Maposaurus wasn't afraid of its prey's size. It likely hunted in a group, coordinating its attack with other predators. This collective hunting allowed Maposauruses to attack from different sides, wearing down the giants and reducing the risk for each hunter. It wasn't just a hunter, but the embodiment of prehistoric strategy and power. The Maposaurus was a symbol of aggression, coordination, and dominance. It was one of those that ruled the ancient world with an iron grip and razor-sharp teeth. The Carcharodontosaurus was a predator with shark teeth. Imagine a dinosaur the length of a bus, up to 13 meters, and weighing over 6 tons. Its skull was elongated, and its teeth resembled the blades of a shark's jaws, which is how it got its name, shark-toothed lizard. The Carcharodontosaurus wasn't just large, it was the embodiment of prehistoric terror. Its powerful body, strong hind legs, and incredible jaw strength turned it into a perfect machine for destruction. It lived in North Africa and South America, in plains, forests, and coastal zones where there were plenty of large herbivores, such as iguanodons and even giant sauropods. The Carcharodontosaurus could attack from an ambush, stalk tired animals, and deliver a crushing blow, fast, decisive, and deadly. Some scientists believe it hunted alone, like modern big cats, relying on strength, precision, and surprise. Aggressive, tutorial, and incredibly dangerous, the Carcharodontosaurus rightfully holds its place on the list of the planet's greatest predators. The Spinosaurus was a water hunter of prehistoric rivers. Here you have one of the most enigmatic and giant predators in the planet's history. The Spinosaurus reached up to 15 meters in length, and its elongated skull resembled a crocodile's snout, studded with sharp, conical teeth. But what attracted the most attention was its high sail on its back, like a ship's sail. It seemed to pull this monster through the waves of time. It lived in what is now North Africa, in places where ancient rivers, swamps, and lakes surged. Unlike its terrestrial counterparts, the Spinosaurus led a semi-aquatic lifestyle. Its feet may have been partially webbed, and its tail, flexible like a huge lizard's, was perfect for swimming. Its main prey was fish, but not just any fish. It hunted giant, armored, and bony fish, hiding in the murky water like a modern crocodile and snatching its prey with a lightning-fast movement of its jaws. Sometimes its toothy jaws would also grab careless dinosaurs that ventured to the watering hole. The Spinosaurus wasn't just a dinosaur, it was a true river monster. A unique hunter whose body was built not for a chase, but for an ambush, patience, and a sudden strike. The Velociraptor was fast, smart, and deadly. This dinosaur wasn't a giant, only 2 meters long and not taller than an adult's knee, but its deadliness was determined not by size, but by speed, agility, and intelligence. The Velociraptor had a long, feathered body, a strong tail for balance, and a formidable weapon, curved claws on its hind legs that could rip flesh in a single movement. It lived in what is now Mongolia, in harsh desert landscapes where hunting was a difficult task that required cunning. Its diet included small mammals, reptiles, and even carrion, but if necessary, it could attack larger prey, especially if it didn't act alone. Scientists believe that velociraptors were smart enough to hunt together as a pack. Fast, coordinated, and ruthless, they attacked suddenly, and the prey had no chance. This wasn't just a hunter, it was a tactician with claws. The Allosaurus was the main predator of the Jurassic period. It was a true nightmare for the herbivorous giants of its time. Up to 9 meters long, with a huge head adorned with bony crests and powerful jaws studded with teeth as sharp as knives. The Allosaurus looked like a living embodiment of danger. It lived in what is now North America, in arid plains and forested valleys where every step could lead to a deadly encounter. Its diet included such heavyweights as stegosaurs and chimerosaurs. It could attack from an ambush or team up with other allosauruses for a coordinated hunt, not exactly like modern wolves, but enough to take down prey in groups of 3 or even 4. Its hunting style combined cunning, patience, and a sharp, furious lunge. The allosaurs didn't just attack, it waited, it stalked, and when the moment came, it struck quickly and without mercy. The Tyrannosaurus Rex is, without exaggeration, a legend of the Cretaceous period. A giant, up to 12 meters long and weighing over 8 tons, it looked as if nature itself created it to rule the world of dinosaurs. A massive body, powerful hind legs, and short but strong forelimbs with claws. Everything about it inspired respect and fear. The T-Rex lived in what is now North America, in coastal plains, forests, and valleys. Its diet included the largest herbivores, Triceratops, Edmontosauruses, and other dinosaurs that it could either chase down or find already dead. Scientists still debate whether it was a formidable hunter or a scavenger, but most likely it was both. Its bite was one of the strongest in the history of land animals, and its banana-sized teeth could easily crush bones. It also had a keen sense of smell, able to detect prey from miles away. The Tyrannosaurus didn't just hunt, it reigned, and in the world of the late Cretaceous, it had no equal. That's it. We've journeyed through millions of years of evolution to meet the most dangerous predators that ever roamed the earth. From graceful hunters the size of a chicken to giants weighing dozens of tons, each of these dinosaurs left its mark on prehistoric history. If you found this interesting, be sure to leave a like on this video. It helps the channel grow and allows us to create even more engaging content for you. Subscribe so you don't miss new episodes. There are many more amazing creatures and captivating stories from the distant past to come. And in the comments, let us know which of these predators impressed you the most: the Tyrannosaurus, the Spinosaurus, or maybe someone less famous. Thanks for watching, and see you on our next trip through time.